I did not want to change my life, my previous life, my good life, but due to climate change causes by the global world, factories, companies, I have to move.
It's a sad thing to see. Suddenly everything just wiped away or stripped away. Everyone cried and feel sorry for their homes that gone.
We need government to address those who directly affected. Walande is the one of the village who are directly affected. We already moved from the island. You can see the empty posts standing way far now coming.
As a little boy, we fear nothing. We don't worry about things. We only enjoyed fishing, enjoying going out in the garden. But now, we know that climate change really bringing disasters.
I expect government to do something for us.
We are people migrating from one place to place. So originally we came from Northeast Maleta. That's where our ancestors came from. The first destruction to the island was in 1986 when Cyclone Namo destroyed so many islands. They escaped to the mainland. After 1 week, they came back and rebuilt the island again to its original size. 2009 is the worst time of the climate change. The properties on the islands are all destroyed. Houses were washed away, and the sea washed through the village and destroyed the houses in the middle of the village.
I was here that time. I was too scared. I almost break down because I haven't seen such a big, mighty waves like that in my growing up in this village.
And that's when people decide to move. And when they come to settle here, they become best friends with the landowner in here. And the best friends allow them to live in this part of the southern Maleta.
We are not moved here by the government. We are moved to this mainland by ourselves, by our strength. The walkway and other things, it's not built by the government. If we lean on the government, or if we lean on the other organization on the world, we still remain the same.
And during that time too, the Somaliland government support the community by providing 10 cartons of nails to build the house. Yeah.
This community here, they always work together as a family. There's a lot of many tribes here, but when it comes to do things together, like footpath, they all come together and then do the job done.
It's really painful. Some older people, they are desperately cry for the old village. Saltwater people used to live and love living in the sea. The changes of this new place, we really lost the culture and the tradition.
We are still feeling the effect of climate change. In terms of food security, people find it difficult to catch fish now because the environment is changed. The fish habitats is already destroyed and people move even further to find fish. Most of our gardening on the coast is already washed away. We live on swamp taro. And now I think about 80% of the swamp taro is already destroyed. And people no longer have enough of that crop. 2021, we secured funding to put up the seawall, hoping it will mitigate coastal erosion. 2023, we began to notice the game and was already destroyed, rusted, and falling apart. We need engineers especially, because our only fear is that if we were not careful, the sea erosion will continue to drag us inland.
Some of our piece of lands, especially in lowlands, the sea has already washed away. That's why we get short of lands.
At present, we are just surviving on just about 50 hectares plot of land. The population of this community is increasing rapidly, but a piece of land will not expand.
We will have to convince the landowners to allow us extending the boundary with good negotiation. Perhaps we can break through. It also depends on the landowner. If they are willing, they can extend the boundary for us. One of our dreams is to have this land registered by the government so that we are feel secured in the future. The landowner always disturb us with this because they want to return the land from us. But then it's not our agreement with them, but it's our agreement with our ancestors.
A lot of young people are flooding out to live somewhere, especially in Honiara. I also send my children out. In my view, the government of Solomon Islands seems to forget most of the people in the rural areas. We have representatives from some of these areas, but they're fully aware of the situations, but they focus on other things apart from what's supposed to be done when it comes to climate change. So it's kind of a wake-up call for the country because people out there really need the support of the government. So there are lots need to be done. At the moment, as we speak, we are still working on our SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. We anticipated that once this is completed this year, then we might try and see how we start working on this.
While the impacts of our changing climate will continue to affect us all, those impacts are not distributed equally. As a small island developing state and least developed country in the Pacific, Solomons is on the front lines of the most severe and devastating impacts of climate change.
As a least developed country, Solomon Islands will simply not have the financial and technical capacity to meet the challenges of climate change without the assistance of other states under the Paris framework.
So it's everyone's responsibility. The world, the government, ourselves here in this village, myself, is our responsibility.